The crimson sands of Mars whipped through the air, dusting the surface of the Interstellar Academy's dome with a fine, rust-colored layer. Inside, the Academy buzzed with the excitement of young minds from across Earth and beyond, all gathered for the elite geological expedition program. Among them were Lucas, May, Sarah, Jamal, and Vikram, 5 students whose curiosity was as vast as the galaxy itself. One morning, Professor Avalon, a renowned geologist with a passion for Martian topography, handed the group a special assignment. "We've detected some unusual seismic readings in the Valles Marineris region," she explained, pointing to the glowing map on the holographic display. "Your task is to investigate the area, collect samples, and report any anomalies. This could be a significant find, so keep your wits about you." Equipped with their environment suits and scientific gear, the team boarded the rover, their spirits high with anticipation. The journey was rough, the rover bouncing over the Martian landscape, but the sights of towering cliffs and vast valleys were breathtaking. After several hours, they reached their destination. The area was quieter than they had anticipated, the usual howls of wind eerily absent. May, who specialized in seismic instruments, set up her equipment. "There's definitely something beneath the surface," she noted, her screen showing odd, pulsating patterns. Intrigued, the group began their excavation. Hours passed with little more than a few interesting rock formations, until Lucas's pickaxe clinked against something hard and metallic. "Hey, I found something!" he shouted. Carefully, they unearthed a strange spherical object, adorned with symbols none of them recognized. It was unlike any Martian rock or meteorite. It was clearly manufactured. Vikram, the tech wizard of the group, examined the object closely. "This isn't just alien in the sense of being from Mars. It's alien, as in not from our solar system." As the sun dipped below the Martian horizon, casting long shadows over the excavation site, the artifact began to hum softly, vibrating gently in Sarah's hands. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from it, piercing the sky. The group stood back in awe and slight fear as the light seemed to pulse, as if sending a signal. Back at the Academy, Professor Avalon received an alert. "What in the cosmos?" she murmured, staring at her screen. The beacon's activation had triggered a signal far beyond their local systems, reaching into the depths of space. This changes everything, she realized, her mind racing with the implications. That night, as the students discussed their find, the sky above Mars flickered with new stars, or so it seemed. Unbeknownst to them, their discovery had called to the depths of space, to a being who had been waiting for just such a call. Zelthar, the mutant alien with an intertwined destiny with the beacon, had felt its call and was now bound for Mars. Their ordinary assignment had just turned into the beginning of an extraordinary adventure that would soon encompass much more than their initial scientific curiosity. The Martian night was cooler than usual, the sky a tapestry of twinkling stars, disturbed only by the occasional flicker of a satellite orbiting high above. Within the Academy's control room, a palpable sense of urgency unfolded as Professor Avalon and her team of scientists monitored the unknown signal originating from the artifact. "We've never seen anything like this. It's broadcasting on a completely unique frequency," one technician remarked, his eyes glued to the data streaming across his screen. Meanwhile, light years away, in a distant corner of the galaxy, Zelthar's ship cut a silent path through the cosmic sea. His vessel, an amalgamation of biotechnology and quantum engineering, responded to his very thoughts, pulsing with energy as it homed in on the signal source. Zelthar, himself an enigma, bore the marks of genetic mutations that gave him abilities beyond ordinary comprehension. His skin shimmered with a subtle glow, a side effect of his deep connection to the energy fields he manipulated. As Zelthar approached Mars, his mind buzzed with questions and ancient memories. The beacon, lost to time yet never forgotten by his kind, was a relic of a bygone era, a call for help that had gone unanswered until now. "What awaits me on this red planet?" he wondered aloud, his voice resonating through the cabin. Back on Mars, the students gathered around the artifact, their eyes wide with a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. They discussed theories about the beacon's origins and purpose, their conversation a blend of scientific jargon and youthful speculation. Sarah, whose intuition often guided her, felt a strange sense of calm. "Whatever happens, I think this is meant to be," she said, gazing at the glowing artifact. As dawn approached, the ground control radar detected an unidentified object entering Mars's atmosphere. Alarms blared briefly before Professor Avalon silenced them. "Let's not panic. It might be here because of the beacon. We need to be ready for contact," she instructed, her voice steady but her heart racing with the thrill of the unknown. Zelthar's ship landed with grace near the academy, stirring clouds of red dust. The hatch opened, and he stepped out, his tall frame cloaked in a flowing garment that shimmered like the night sky. His eyes, reflecting a wisdom of centuries, scanned the horizon until they settled on the group of students near the excavation site. Lucas was the first to spot him. "Guys, look!" he exclaimed, pointing towards the figure. They all turned to see the alien approach, each student frozen between awe and fear. "Do not be afraid," Zelthar spoke, his voice carrying a melodious quality that seemed to calm the air around them. "I have come because of the beacon. It is time for the legacy of my people to help prevent a disaster foretold." The students exchanged looks of bewilderment and curiosity. Jamal, always the brave one, took a step forward. "We don't know what you mean, but we found your beacon. We're willing to listen and help if we can," he declared, his voice echoing slightly in the thin air. Zelthar smiled, a gesture of peace and gratitude. "Thank you. What I am about to share will change your understanding of the universe and your place within it." As the Martian sun rose, casting a warm glow over the red landscape, a new chapter of interstellar cooperation was about to begin. The students, once mere scholars of the Earth and Mars, were now part of a cosmic narrative unfolding before their very eyes. As the Martian sun cast its first rays over the landscape, bathing the red soil in a warm golden light, Zelthar stood before the group of human students, his presence both imposing and serene. The students, dressed in their environment suits, clustered together, their curiosity piqued, and their apprehensions momentarily calmed by Zelthar's peaceful demeanor. Zelthar began to explain, his voice harmonious, carrying through the thin Martian air. "Long ago, my people, the Eldarians, foresaw a series of cosmic events that would threaten many worlds, including this one. We scattered beacons across galaxies, hoping to unite different species in prevention efforts. This beacon," he gestured towards the artifact, "was meant to be found by those ready to face these challenges." The students listened intently, absorbing every word. May, always eager to understand more, asked, "What kind of cosmic events are we talking about? And how can we, just students, really help?" Zelthar nodded appreciatively at her question. "The event is a gravitational anomaly that has begun to form at the edge of your solar system. It threatens to disrupt the orbits of planets and could lead to devastating consequences. As for your role, you have already begun by activating the beacon. You are connected to this now, and your unique skills and fresh perspectives are valuable. I will guide you, but together, we will work to stabilize the anomaly." Sarah, whose intuition was her guide, felt a deep sense of purpose stir within her. "What do we need to do next?" she inquired, her voice steady and determined. "First, we must gather more data and understand the full scope of the anomaly. I have instruments aboard my ship that can help us, and I will teach you to use them," Zelthar replied, leading the group towards his spacecraft. As they approached the alien ship, its design unlike anything they had ever seen, Lucas couldn't help but marvel. "This is beyond any tech we have on Earth or Mars," he observed, running his hand along the smooth, organic contours of the hull. Zelthar smiled. "My ship, like me, is a product of advanced Eldarian engineering. It is alive in many ways and responds to my commands. Come, let me show you." Inside, the ship was a symphony of technology and living biology. The walls pulsed gently, and the air was filled with a soft, luminescent glow. Vikram, fascinated by the integration of technology and biology, asked, "How does everything work together so seamlessly?" "This ship is my companion as much as it is a vessel. It was grown, not built, and it is attuned to the universe's energies. It senses and responds to cosmic disturbances, which is how I detected the anomaly," explained Zelthar. Jamal, looking around in awe, was quick to bring the focus back to their mission. So, how do we start with the data gathering? What's our first step? We will use the ship's scanners to perform a deep space analysis. You will help operate the equipment, and I will interpret the data. Together, we'll pinpoint the anomaly's location and characteristics, Zelthar instructed. The team set to work, each student assigned to a station that Zelthar carefully explained. The process was a blend of learning and doing, as they absorbed alien technology and applied it with human ingenuity. As the day progressed, the students grew more comfortable with their alien mentor and the remarkable technology at their disposal. The initial fear and uncertainty dissolved into a shared excitement about the scientific and exploratory journey ahead. In the quiet camaraderie that developed, the students and Zelthar laid the groundwork for not only a scientific mission, but a profound interstellar relationship that promised to expand their understanding of the universe and their place within it. The interior of Zelthar's ship was abuzz with activity, as the students, now more confident in their roles, worked alongside the alien technology. The ship's instruments, incredibly advanced yet intuitively designed, allowed them to gather and analyze cosmic data with unprecedented detail. Zelthar, patient and knowledgeable, guided them through the process, explaining the significance of each reading and its implications for their mission. After several hours of deep space scans and data collection, the team congregated in the central hub of the ship, a room with a large holographic display that illustrated the solar system and the surrounding space in vibrant three-dimensional detail. Zelthar stood before the display, his hand raised to manipulate the images with a mere gesture, shifting and zooming until a particular area on the edge of the solar system was brought into focus. Here, Zelthar pointed to a swirling mass that glowed ominously red on the display. This is the gravitational anomaly we are concerned with. It is a nascent black hole, unintended and unnatural, caused by a collapse of graviton fields. If left unchecked, it could grow, disrupting not just your solar system's stability, but also the fabric of space-time around it. The students, previously only aware of such cosmic phenomena from textbooks and simulations, watched in a mix of awe and fear. May, ever the inquirer, asked, "How did this even begin? What causes a collapse like that?" Zelthar responded, "It is partly a remnant of an ancient cosmic war, where weapons were used that could manipulate fundamental forces of the universe. Over time, the scars left behind can become unstable. This anomaly is one such scar." Sarah, looking thoughtful, added, "So, this isn't just about fixing a dangerous space object, it's also about healing old wounds of the universe." "Exactly," Zelthar nodded, pleased with her insight. "Many battles leave invisible marks. Part of our task is to mend these to prevent further chaos." Lucas, focusing on the practical aspects, chimed in, "What's our first step towards fixing it? I mean, we can see it now, but how do we interact with something so immense and dangerous?" Zelthar introduced them to a concept from his world, harmonic resonance technology. "We will use a device that can emit a series of controlled vibrations at frequencies that can stabilize the graviton fields. Think of it as using sound waves to calm turbulent water." Vikram, fascinated, leaned forward. "So we're basically using sound to fix space? That's incredible. How do we start?" Zelthar guided them to another section of the ship, where a device resembling a large metallic conch shell sat. "This is the resonator. We will deploy it near the anomaly, and it will emit the necessary frequencies to begin the stabilization process." Jamal, always ready to take action, asked, "When do we deploy? And are there risks involved?" "Soon," Zelthar replied, his tone sober. "And yes, there are risks. The forces at play are immense, and we must be precise. Any error could exacerbate the situation." The group spent the rest of the day preparing for the mission. They ran simulations, calculated trajectories, and familiarized themselves with the resonator's controls. As the reality of their task settled in, a sense of solemnity mixed with determination filled the air. They were not just students on a field trip anymore. They were a crew on a mission to save the galaxy. As night fell on Mars and the stars shone brightly outside the ship's windows, the team gathered for a final briefing. Zelthar looked at each of them, pride and hope evident in his expression. "Tomorrow, we make our move towards the anomaly. Rest well, we will need all our strength and wits about us." That night, the students retired to their quarters aboard the ship, minds racing with the weight of the task ahead. The adventure they had embarked on was far greater than any of them had imagined, and as they drifted into sleep, the stars outside seemed to twinkle with the promise of the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead. As dawn broke over the Martian landscape, the atmosphere inside Zelthar's ship shifted from one of learning and exploration to intense focus and preparation. Today, they would set course towards the gravitational anomaly, a mission fraught with danger but essential to the stability of the galaxy. Zelthar gathered the students in the main deck where the vastness of space was displayed on panoramic screens. The anomaly, now marked with a series of coordinates and trajectories, appeared ominously close in the graphical overlay. "Today our mission truly begins," Zelthar announced, his voice firm yet reassuring. "We'll be traveling to the edge of your solar system, where the fabric of space-time itself is under strain." Lucas, who had taken a keen interest in the ship's navigation systems, was at the helm under Zelthar's guidance. "The journey will take us past the orbit of Pluto. It's not just distance we need to worry about, but also the spatial distortions caused by the anomaly. I've programmed our path to avoid the worst instabilities, but everyone needs to be prepared for unexpected turbulence." May, tasked with monitoring the environmental and energy systems, double-checked her consoles. "All systems show green for now, but I'll keep an eye on the energy fluctuations. The last thing we need is to lose power near a black hole." Sarah and Vikram were responsible for the resonator. Together they ran through the deployment sequence again, ensuring that every step was clear in their minds. "Once we're in position, we have to deploy the resonator precisely. It needs to be close enough to be effective, but far enough to avoid being pulled in by the black hole's gravity," Vikram explained as he simulated the deployment on his screen. Jamal, meanwhile, helped by preparing the emergency protocols. "In case anything goes wrong, we need to be ready to act fast. That includes sudden evasive maneuvers, potential breaches, or power failures," he briefed, distributing updated manuals he had compiled. As preparations continued, Zelthar brought everyone together for a final review. "This mission relies on each of you performing your roles flawlessly. The technology we are using is advanced, but it is not infallible. Stay sharp, follow the protocols, and keep communication open. Remember, you are not just operating a ship or a device, you are balancing the forces of nature itself." The seriousness of Zelthar's words settled in, casting a solemn shadow over the crew. Yet there was also a palpable sense of unity and determination. They were a team brought together by fate and circumstance, now bonded by a shared mission of cosmic importance. As the final checks were completed, Lucas initiated the launch sequence. The ship's engines hummed with power, the vibrations resonating through the hull as they set off towards the outer reaches of the solar system. The journey was expected to take several hours, giving the team some time to reflect on their tasks and mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. During the voyage, Zelthar took each student aside, offering words of encouragement and sharing insights into the universe's mysteries and the delicate tapestry of cosmic balance. "What you learn here goes beyond textbooks and theories. You're gaining knowledge that has been shaped by the experiences of countless civilizations across galaxies," he explained, his voice imbued with a deep, resonant wisdom. As the ship approached the designated coordinates, the anomaly came into clearer view on the main screen, a swirling mass of distorted space, its edges shimmering with eerie light. The beauty and danger of it were mesmerizing, a stark reminder of the thin line between order and chaos in the universe. "Positions, everyone," Zelthar commanded as they neared their destination. The mood was tense but focused. Each member of the team took their place, ready to do their part in a dance as old as time, the dance of creation and destruction, of mending what was once broken. With everyone in place and the ship braced for the final approach, they prepared to face the anomaly directly, armed with technology, courage, and the hope of success in their unprecedented endeavor. The ship approached the outer boundary of the solar system, where the fabric of space itself seemed to fray and distort under the influence of the gravitational anomaly. The stars outside the panoramic view screens appeared to stretch and twist, a surreal vista that reminded the crew of the immense power they were about to confront. Lucas kept his eyes glued to the navigation displays, adjusting the ship's course as they encountered unpredictable gravitational waves. "The anomaly's pull is stronger than our simulations predicted," he announced, his voice steady despite the tension. "I'm adjusting our approach vector to compensate." May monitored the environmental systems, which flickered occasionally under the strain of cosmic forces. "Energy fluctuations are within manageable levels, but it's a roller coaster here," she reported, her fingers dancing over the controls to stabilize the ship's power distribution. On the main deck, Sarah and Vikram prepared the resonator for deployment. They checked the device's alignment and the frequency settings that Zelthar had meticulously calculated to counteract the anomaly's destabilizing effects. "Resonator is charged and ready for deployment on your command," Vikram confirmed, his gaze fixed on the instrument panel. Jamal reviewed the emergency protocols one last time, ensuring that every possible contingency plan was in place. "All safety systems are go," he informed the group. "Emergency thrusters and spatial anchors are on standby." Zelthar, overseeing the entire operation, nodded approvingly at his team's professionalism. "Excellent work, everyone. Remember, the key to success is not just our technology, but our ability to adapt and work together under pressure." As they neared the anomaly, the cosmic ballet of forces became increasingly volatile. The ship shuddered as it skirted the edge of a space-time distortion, a reminder of the invisible lines they were treading. "Holding course, but it's tricky," Lucas muttered, his focus unyielding as he maneuvered through the cosmic turbulence. Outside, the anomaly loomed large, a swirling abyss of darkness rimmed by iridescent light, like a celestial storm eye. Its mesmerizing pull felt almost alive, a beast of raw cosmic power. "Deploying the resonator," Sarah said, her voice a mix of determination and awe. She and Vikram activated the deployment sequence, and the resonator, tethered to the ship by a robust, energy-conducting cable, was slowly lowered towards the heart of the anomaly. The device began to emit a low hum, its vibrations syncing with the pulsations of the anomaly. The crew watched the resonator descend, their collective breath held as the device approached the critical deployment point. "Resonator is in position," Vikram reported, "initiating frequency emission in 3, 2, 1. A deep, resonant tone echoed through the ship, a sound felt more through the body than heard with the ears. The resonator's vibrations spread out, interfacing with the anomaly's chaotic energies. The display screens showed the immediate effects. The wild distortions around the edges of the anomaly began to smooth out, the violent swirling motions gradually subsiding. "Looks like it's working," May exclaimed, relief mingling with excitement in her voice. But their celebration was premature. Suddenly, a violent surge of gravitational force rocked the ship. Warning alarms blared, and the lights flickered. "We've got a backlash from the anomaly," Lucas shouted, fighting to regain control of the ship as it was buffeted by invisible forces. "Stabilizing the ship's orbit." Jamal jumped to assist, activating the emergency thrusters. The ship vibrated under the strain, the crew thrown against their restraints as they struggled to maintain stability. Zelthar remained calm, his eyes locked on the resonator's readings. "Hold steady, everyone. The anomaly is reacting to the resonator. We need to give it time to adapt to the frequencies." The crew worked feverishly, each member focused intently on their tasks, their training, and Zelthar's guidance meshing into a seamless response to the crisis. Slowly, the anomaly's violent reactions began to diminish, the resonator's frequencies starting to take effect. As the ship stabilized and the lights returned to normal, the crew took a collective breath. Outside, the anomaly now pulsed less violently, the edges of the abyss calming into a gentler, more rhythmic pattern. "We're not out of the woods yet," Zelthar cautioned, "but the hardest part is over. Let's keep monitoring and adjusting the frequencies. You've all done incredibly well." Relieved, but still vigilant, the crew settled in to monitor the situation, ready to adjust their approach as needed. They had faced the unknown and emerged not just unscathed, but triumphant, at least for now. The journey into the void had tested them all, and they had risen to the challenge, united by their mission and their newfound strength as a team. With the initial violent reactions of the anomaly beginning to subside under the influence of the resonator, the crew watched with bated breath as the celestial storm that had threatened to unravel the very fabric of space-time showed signs of stabilization. The view outside was less a spectacle of chaotic turbulence and more a mesmerizing dance of cosmic forces now gently guided by human and alien ingenuity. Keep the resonator running at current frequency. Let's not change anything until we see more consistent results, Zelthar directed, his voice a calming force amid the residual tension on the ship. Lucas, still at the helm, monitored the ship's navigation systems, which now displayed less erratic data. The gravitational pull is decreasing, stabilizing. We should be able to maintain a safer distance without constant adjustments, he reported, relief evident in his tone. May, observing the energy fluctuations, noted a significant drop in the erratic spikes that had plagued their systems earlier. Power levels are holding steady. Environmental controls are back to nominal. Looks like we're through the worst of it. As the anomaly continued to calm, the crew took a moment to reflect on their success. However, their contemplation was abruptly interrupted by an incoming transmission, a rare occurrence given their remote location in the solar system. Zelthar accessed the communication panel, and the screen flickered to life, revealing several alien species, each appearing distinctly different but united in their current purpose. One of the figures, a dignified entity with shimmering translucent skin, spoke first. "We are the coalition of sentient beings. We detected your efforts and the activation of the Eldarian technology. We are here to offer assistance and to collaborate on stabilizing the anomaly." Zelthar responded, with diplomatic grace. "We welcome your assistance and are grateful for your willingness to join efforts. This anomaly poses a threat to us all, and only together can we hope to restore balance." The coalition shared data from their observations and proposed a coordinated approach to enhance the effectiveness of the resonator. They introduced a complementary technology that could reinforce the frequency emissions, potentially shortening the time required to fully stabilize the anomaly. Vikram and Sarah, tasked with the resonator's operation, quickly adapted to incorporate the new information and equipment brought by the coalition's ships, which had now joined them in orbit around the anomaly. "Integrating the new tech now. It's incredible. Like fitting together pieces of a galactic puzzle," Vikram commented as he worked alongside a team of alien engineers transmitted aboard via advanced teleportation technology. Meanwhile, Jamal, keeping an eye on the ship's defensive systems, stayed alert for any signs of further unexpected developments. "All clear for now," he confirmed repeatedly, ensuring the ship remained a safe haven for the collaborative effort. As the combined technologies began to take effect, the anomaly's pulsations became more rhythmic and predictable. The once menacing swirls of distorted space-time now echoed the calm, steady beat of a tamed ocean current. Sarah, observing the changes, felt a profound sense of accomplishment and connection. "It's not just about stopping a disaster anymore," she reflected aloud. "It's about understanding and cooperation between different realms of the universe." The coalition members, communicating through the ship's systems, expressed similar sentiments. "Your initiative has sparked a new era of interstellar collaboration," the translucent-skinned alien conveyed. "This experience will surely lead to deeper bonds and shared knowledge." As the operations drew to a close, with the anomaly now stable and continuously monitored, Zelthar and the students gathered to debrief. "What began as a crisis has turned into a landmark achievement in cosmic cooperation," Zelthar observed. "You have all played crucial roles in this, and your actions today will be remembered across galaxies." The team, tired yet exhilarated, celebrated their success with their new alien allies. They shared stories, experiences, and hopes for future joint endeavors. The heart of chaos had been calmed, not by force, but by unity, and the shared commitment to safeguard the cosmos. As the coalition ships prepared to depart, promises were made to maintain open channels for communication and to support each other in future cosmic endeavors. The universe seemed a little smaller that day, its mysteries less daunting when faced together. As the coalition ships made their graceful exits, leaving trails of light against the dark canvas of space, the students gathered in the main observation deck of Zelthar's ship, watching the now stable anomaly. The once threatening swirl of cosmic energy had transformed into a subdued whirl of colors, a silent testament to what they had achieved together. Zelthar stood with them, his eyes reflecting the depths of space. The anomaly will require ongoing monitoring, but the immediate danger has been averted. Now we must ensure it remains stable. We'll implement a permanent monitoring station here, equipped with the harmonized technology we've developed. Lucas, ever the practical thinker, asked, "How do we set up something permanent in a place like this? Won't it be affected by the residual forces?" Zelthar explained, "The station will be semi-sentient, able to adjust its position and settings autonomously to maintain optimal stability. It will be anchored to specific points in space-time that we've identified as stable, using the data collected during our operation." May, intrigued by the scientific opportunities, added, "This could serve as a unique research outpost, not just for studying the anomaly, but also as a base for further exploration of outer space phenomena." "Yes, indeed," Zelthar agreed, "and I propose that the Interstellar Academy, with support from the Coalition, manage this outpost. This will provide continuous learning and a real-time field lab for future students." The idea sparked excitement among the group. Sarah, feeling a rush of inspiration, said, "We could be part of setting up the curriculum and training modules based on what we've learned here. It's a chance to shape how future generations understand and interact with the universe." Vikram and Jamal discussed the technological aspects, planning the types of equipment and systems that would be needed to make the outpost both effective and safe. "We'll need to ensure it's equipped with the best in AI, environmental controls, and emergency protocols," Jamal noted. As plans for the outpost took shape, Zelthar called for a final round of checks on the resonator. Ensuring its continued operation was crucial until the permanent station could be established. Sarah and Vikram conducted the checks, confirming that all systems were functioning within optimal parameters. With their mission nearing completion, the crew prepared for the journey back to Mars. "Before we leave," Zelthar announced, "let's mark this spot with a beacon of our own. Not a distress signal this time, but a beacon of cooperation and hope." Together, they deployed a new beacon, designed to emit a gentle, pulsing light, visible to passing ships. It served as a marker of what had been achieved, and as a reminder of the potential for peace and unity in the galaxy. The return journey to Mars was less tense than the outbound trip, filled instead with reflections on their experiences. Each student took time to document their thoughts, the lessons learned, and the emotions felt during the mission. Upon arriving back at the Interstellar Academy, they were greeted as heroes. News of their successful mission had spread, and they were met with cheers and admiration from their peers and professors. Professor Avalon welcomed them warmly, expressing pride in their bravery and ingenuity. "We watched everything from here," she said, her eyes gleaming with pride. "You didn't just handle a crisis. You turned it into an opportunity for galactic collaboration. You've set a new precedent for how we deal with cosmic threats." The students, now more than just classmates but a true crew, looked at each other with a newfound respect and camaraderie. They had gone to the brink of eternity and back, not just surviving, but thriving in the face of cosmic adversity. In the weeks that followed, they worked together with Zelthar and the Coalition to establish the monitoring station, contributing their unique perspectives and ensuring that the legacy of their mission would continue to influence and inspire. As they embarked on these new projects, each felt a profound connection to the cosmos, forever changed by their journey to the edge of the unknown. After the successful stabilization of the gravitational anomaly and the establishment of the new monitoring station, life at the Interstellar Academy on Mars slowly returned to normal, or at least a new version of normal that now included regular communications with alien species and cooperative projects across galaxies. The students, having returned as celebrated heroes, found themselves at the center of attention not just on Mars, but across human and alien media networks. Lucas, May, Sarah, Jamal, and Vikram, once ordinary students, were now pivotal figures in interstellar relations and scientific exploration. Their unique experience had not only bonded them, but had also opened doors to opportunities that were previously unimaginable. Professor Avalon organized a gala at the Academy, celebrating the successful mission and the bright futures of the students involved. Leaders from various scientific communities, representatives from the Coalition of Sentient Beings, and even dignitaries from Earth attended the event. The gala was a vibrant mix of cultures and species, each sharing their traditions and knowledge in a grand exhibition of intergalactic unity. During the gala, Zelthar was given a place of honor. He spoke eloquently about the importance of unity and the potential for future collaboration. What we achieved at the edge of the solar system was not just a scientific victory, but a monumental step towards understanding that in the vastness of the cosmos, we are all connected, he stated, his voice resonating with the depth of his experience. The students each shared their personal reflections during a panel discussion, inspiring the next generation of explorers and scientists. Lucas talked about the technical challenges and how overcoming them had taught him resilience. May discussed the environmental implications of space anomalies and the importance of monitoring them. Sarah emphasized the intuitive aspects of scientific exploration, the need to trust one's instincts alongside data. Jamal highlighted the logistics of interstellar cooperation, and Vikram delved into the advancements in technology that had made their mission possible. Following the celebrations, the Academy announced the establishment of a new program dedicated to anomaly studies and interstellar cooperation, with the students appointed as its first fellows. This program aimed to build on the knowledge gained from the mission and to prepare future teams for similar challenges, promoting a curriculum that integrated Zelthar's teachings with human technology. In the months that followed, the monitoring station transmitted continuous data, proving invaluable for understanding not just gravitational anomalies, but also for providing a platform for developing new technologies in energy manipulation and space-time engineering. The station was eventually expanded into a research facility named the Cosmic Harmony Station, symbolizing its purpose and the cooperative efforts that led to its creation. The students, now respected researchers and ambassadors, continued their work with the coalition, each taking on roles that suited their skills and passions. Lucas became involved in navigation technologies, May focused on environmental sustainability in space, Sarah worked on diplomatic relations with new alien cultures, Jamal managed logistics for multi-species operations, and Vikram spearheaded innovations in applied cosmic physics. As they moved forward in their careers, the bond that formed during their harrowing and enlightening journey remained strong. They met regularly, whether for collaborative projects or simply to share stories and support each other's endeavors. Years later, at the anniversary of their mission, they gathered at Cosmic Harmony Station, looking out into the vastness of space from the very edge of the solar system they had once saved. The beacon they had placed, a symbol of cooperation and hope, continued to pulse gently in the distance. Reflecting on their journey, they realized that what had started as a mission to avert a disaster had blossomed into a lifelong endeavor to foster understanding and peace across the stars. The universe was vast, filled with mysteries and opportunities, and they had only just begun to explore its depths. With the stars twinkling above and the gentle hum of the station around them, they raised a toast. To the past that taught us, the present we share, and the future we build together, Sarah said, her voice filled with emotion. To a new dawn, they all echoed, their glasses raised against the backdrop of the infinite cosmos, marking not an end, but a continuation of their incredible journey through the stars.